G'day everyone, it's Joey here. Welcome back. Lovely to have you with me. It's take and make time, and this month, March, doesn't it come around quick? We've got this pocket folio type thing. It's based on an Edwardian design. So if you, on the front there's this image of this Edwardian lady, and it's called Lady Ascot, because it's based on Cecil Beaton's, or inspired by Cecil Beaton's designs for the costumes in the Ascot scene of My Fair Lady, the black and white scene. And this was a challenge, the 50 stack challenge with Amy over at Crafty Cat. And the prompts were black and white. So when I always think of that scene. So when you open it up, there's these lovely pockets with these bows and these two journaling cards inside. Now I've given some options in the digital for some different configurations of the pockets. There's an extra pocket, so I'll show you that as we go through, and the back. So it's quite nice. It was quite popular when I done it last year and showed it on Instagram. I'll show you the digitals. This is the base and this is the side pocket. This page printed on cardstock or stuck on cardstock. And again, the same with this on cardstock, the journal cards, the pockets and the embellishments. And then this page is the front cover decorations. So this gets printed on paper and cut out on paper, and the areas for journaling. And then last page is the backing sheet, or in this case it can be the front, to go on the base card. So that's on paper as well. So there we go. They are the digitals, available as a freebie on Ko-fi now, and I'll put the link directly through to Ko-fi. Okay, so I'll just put that to the side and we'll get straight into it. Now I've prepped most of it, so it's just going to be assembling. This is the base, so when it's stuck onto card, or if you print it on card, then stick it onto the lining, the backing sheet, and then it's a lot easier to cut out. So we'll jump straight in. I'm using the craft knife today, or a Stanley knife as we call it here, and I think that's what it's called in the UK. Stanley knife's a little bit bigger, so craft knife. I find it's quite easy to use. I used to use this all the time years ago, and then I just moved over to the other sort of cutting instruments. But these are really good. I did notice, funny enough, that a lot of the girls in the UK use these knives. So it's quite interesting. Carol does, Claire does. And I did notice Amy have a go the other day at using it. Okay, let's get my bin. Okay, so that's pretty scored. I think that's going to be alright. I'll just get my bone folder. Just put that down. I did give that a semi-score before. I'm just going to trim that edge off before we start. There we go. So I need to ink this now. Now I need to be careful that I don't shake the table when I'm inking. So I hope you've all been well. It's amazing how quickly the year's going, isn't it? We're in March already. Well, it's the 1st of March here today. Probably where you are, it's still the 28th of February. Well, most of you. There'll be a little bit of inking going on, because you know how much I love inking. I've got a big week next week. I'm reorganising my craft room, which is my office craft room. And when I say reorganise, I mean totally reorganise. I'm emptying the whole room. The room's going to be painted. I've got new desks arriving, because this was set up for when I worked for the last job I had. I was there for 20 years, full-time job. And I worked from home for the last 10 years. This is well before COVID and everyone working from home. So it was very much set up for an office environment, and now my needs have changed and I need to adapt. So it's going to be interesting, to say the least. God, I'm dreading it in a way. It'd be nice to have the new desk. That'd be more suitable for what I'm doing. Because I've got this room, and I've also got the studio where I do all my jelly printing and all my mass making. But here is where all the computer equipment is for the digitals. So I've got a crafting area here too, because I craft, you know, when I'm doing the digitals, and I have to make sure everything fits. So I'm in sort of like two places, but mainly I'm in this room. So that's going to be very interesting. Right, let's get on to the pockets. We need to score them. So I'll do that. I'll just grab this scoreboard, get that out of the way. Only a little bit of scoring. So I'm going to have the room painted almost black. Yeah, I know. It's going to be very different. It's white at the moment, but I thought I'm going to see what it looks like. It's like a charcoal grey, a dark charcoal grey, and the desks are, tops are walnut, so like a rich brown. And then once all the desks are in place, I'm going to order racking, wall shelving from IKEA. So I just want to get all the desks in first. So I'm going to be without a computer for 3 days next week. I'm going to have to just be on my phone. I don't know what I'm going to do. It's going to be, well, I'll be busy, but it's going to be weird not having my computer set up. And Gayle sent me into a panic because after renovations, they moved her husband's computer and it played up. I thought, oh God, that's all I need. I'm so busy. Okay, let's get rid of that and I'll score. It's very different to last month, this one. We've gone from all the bright colours to neutrals. And that one. Keep that there. Once I've inked these, I'll show you the different configurations, because I've got 2 pockets here of this size. We won't be using. Okay, so let me just explain now. If I get the paper bits and show you this pocket on the one I showed you at the beginning went over here, then a little pocket down the side here, and then this journaling space fits on there. But I've given you an extra pocket here, so if you wanted to say have 2 pockets there, you can. If you only want 1 pocket there and a full journaling sheet, you can do that, or that, and put the 2 journaling cards in there. You can have this on the back and just play around with it. So I thought that makes it a little bit more interesting. So what we'll do now is let's stick on these. We only need 1 pocket, so I'll pop that back, and we'll stick this down using art glitter glue. If this table's shaking, I really do apologise, but hopefully, as I say, when I get my new setup, do you know what I'm going to do, talking about that? Once it's all done, I'm going to do one of those tour videos. You know, craft room tour videos, show you what I've done. I always find them interesting, don't you? It's like looking around someone's house. I'm so nosy. Don't you think? Oh yeah, you got that, have you? I do like them. I find them really interesting. So I find it interesting seeing where people work, you know. Okay, just stick this one on the side here. These sort of like they sit snugly in, you know, there's like a little border around the edge. No, too quick. Sure it's stuck well down. Yep, I think we're all right. Okay, I'll just use art glitter for this. Getting a little. It's really warm here again today, 36. We've got the air conditioning on. It's just too hot in here otherwise. But we've got solar, so it sort of pays for itself on a hot day. Okay, so that's nicely in there. I won't use this one for that, so I'll pop that over there. Now, do you mind if I just, while that's drying, so I want to make sure, I just want to do some thank yous to everyone who supports me on Ko-fi. It's really, really lovely. And all those people who do go to the trouble of leaving me a tip and buying me a coffee. It's really nice. So I just want to thank some people today, as I like to do. So I'd like to thank Kay. Kay's at Papercraft with Kay. I'll put a link to her channel below. Thank you very much, Kay. To Maz, to Carla S, to dear Pam over at Silver and Sparkles, thank you. Tina F. And everyone who purchases my kits on Etsy, thank you very much too. And all those who bought the new Jardin Royale kit, which Gayle's doing at the moment, and Liek done in the Netherlands, and Laurette's doing, and a few other people. Sorry if I haven't mentioned you. And for all of you for watching and subscribing. It's amazing. It's lovely. And for all your lovely comments, I love it. You're so nice. You're so kind to me. Thankfully. I love you lots. Okay. So next, I think what we'll do is decorate the front. So this does lay, you know, flatter. Once it's all dried off. Now I've got a little got these little embellishments here. So there's 2 in the kit, like little lockets. One I've put Lady Ascot on, the initial A and Lady Ascot, and this one's blank. Because I thought if you've got like a stamping set that you could stamp your own initial or whatever you want on there to personalise it. If not, there's the generic Lady Ascot. So let's get this one down first, the main one, and then we work out, because we have to attach that locket. Look at that dripping in there. So attach that locket before we put the bow on. I can never centre anything. That's why I love junk journaling, because it doesn't matter. I remember in the old Stampin' Up days when you had to put mats, you know, the layers on the cards. Mum were always out. Just get this, put a thread through here. Just some silver thread. This is probably Stampin' Up thread, or string, or whatever it's called. I never know the names for anything, as you know. And if I don't know, I make it up. Okay. So what I want to do now is just get a little bit of double-sided tape to hold this in place. Mine camera, I am. Okay, so we want this to be about there, to hang down there. So we'll stick this on there to hold that. Down like that, that looks alright. Just snip them off. And then the bow will sit across like that, about there. So I'll just put a rough mark on that, a crease, so we know how far we've got glue to roughly. And we'll glue this down. Yeah, it's interesting that, you know, things come to mind, don't they? You know, when I saw Black and White, I thought of that iconic scene from My Fair Lady. I like musicals. I like the old type musicals. I'm not into sort of like the Andrew Lloyd Webber type music. I like the ones from the 40s, 50s and 60s, the Rodgers and Hammersteins and all those types. I think my favourite musical is Sweet Charity with Shirley MacLaine, which is quite a late one. I think that was the 60s. But I like Gypsy and all those. I've seen Gypsy quite a lot on the stage. I saw a New York production on Broadway in the 90s, and it was Tyne Daly, who was the dark one in Cagney and Lacey. So that was quite interesting. And when I was about 11, I got taken to the West, in London, to the West End, to see a production, and it was Angela Lansbury playing the part. Yeah, and then there's been all the films, hasn't there? Rosalind Russell, I think it was. It was Ethel Merman played it originally. But anyway, I digress. I'll be singing show tunes next. Okay, so we're nearly done actually. Just that. So that hangs down like that. We'll put a bit of bling on the front before we're finished. I've just got to cut and ink these so I can have a little bit more of a chat. Oh, I should tell you that I did mention it last month, but I've decided to do a bonus Easter take and make. So in 2 weeks' time, there's going to be an Easter bonus take and make, and it's Easter bunnies, very similar to the in the style to the bunnies I brought out last year for Easter, and remember the Christmas bunnies as well was a similar sort of style, but it's not journaling cards, it's a whole stuff pocket, and there's loads to it, and I really am pleased with the way it's turned out. It's really nice, and they're all original bunnies. They aren't repeats of what was in the previous freebie last year, so that's going to be good. And then so that'll be in 2 weeks' time, and then 2 weeks after that I'll be doing the April take and make. So I'm doing 2 videos that month. So I'm getting cocky now with the videos. And the April one next month is going to be a spring theme as well, because obviously the Easter's very spring. And if you're on Instagram, you would have already seen it, because I've done it recently as a challenge. So I've turned it into a freebie. That's quite a nice one too. Try and do different things each month. Different styles. I do like this Edwardian style though. I don't know, there was sort of like an elegance about it. Hopefully we'll do some realistic stuff too, with old photographs and that type of thing. Right, I've got to just distress this and I think we're done. I can show it to you. And I will remember to do that craft room tour when I'm all sorted out. I think it's going to take a couple of months. I'm dreading all the crafting stuff coming out. It's bad enough when you're sorting out a cupboard, let alone a whole room. And I'm not OCD by any means, but there's certain things where I'm OCD on. It's all going to be like this black and that, and my crafting trolley is white. And I know that's going to drive me mad, so I'm going to have to get a black one, I know. Especially initially, it's like when you first do something, you want it all looking good, and then 2 months later, I'm not so bothered. But I'll give it to my neighbour, who's a crafter, if she wants it. If not, I'll take it down to the Goodwill. So where should we put? I think we'll put her over there, because she's looking out. Just trim that off there a bit. That's the bow. And this one we'll put looking in. Isn't it lovely? Simple, but it's really elegant. And again, this can be used put it in your journals. You can give it as a little gift. I'm just going to put some bling on this. I think we'll put some pearls on. I like the pearls. I don't tend to use the diamantes very much. Are they called diamantes? The little diamond things. I find the pearls are just a little bit more subtle, a little bit more. I think they're more elegant, but that's only my opinion, isn't it? Let's just do the little Rachel snips. We'll take a final look. Isn't she beautiful? And you can jazz these up, and you know, I only show you the basic using the paper. I mean, you can put lace on this. You can put a real ribbon around here. These are so nice though, these, even the paper. Need to stress the back of that. And that one's there. So there we go, Lady Ascot. Lady Ascot invites you to, that would be a nice invitation, wouldn't it? Could be a lovely wedding invitation with the menus and that type of thing. Okay, so that's me done. I hope you enjoyed that. Hope you go over to Ko-fi and pick up the digital. Leave a comment. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. It's really nice. And leave a comment below. Anyone I've mentioned on today's video, I'll list their YouTube channels in the description, along with the direct link to the Ko-fi shop. And I'll see you soon. I'll see you in 2 weeks, where you will get your Easter gift. That'd be lovely. Okay, hope you can join me, because it'll be a special one. Okay, love you lot. See you soon. Bye.